Dear viewers, I am very proud to present my first challenge build. So, a few weeks ago, while I was watching PC Outcast's stream, there was a conversation about a build with a weapon in the left hand and nothing in the right. It's a weird and unpractical idea, so I thought I should try making it as good and playable as I can. So, after some testing and thinking, I came up with this modded build. It relies on powerful double enchanted shivs, maximizing your unarmed damage and sneak attacks. It might not be suitable for legendary difficulty though. I tried that, but it would require a much more powerful weapon with a lot of smithing, at which point the basic playstyle choice of having no weapon in your right hand would become a little bit of a nuisance. It would just be much better to have two well-made double enchanted daggers. But on Master and especially Expert difficulty, this one can achieve a lot, with only 2 skills perked to the fullest and 2 other skills perked very lightly. To maximize the unarmed damage in vanilla, you could of course use the restoration loop, but I thought it would be more challenging to just get a few well-balanced mods instead. So here is the list. So we get these 4 gems from Zion, that guy who makes all the good gameplay mods, you know. Also, the armor used in the video is easy to come by with immersive armors installed. The mods will help with both unarmed damage and sneak attack damage. Summermyst will add an enchantment that is vital to the playstyle. Before we get into the details, let's maybe go through some advantages of this weird gameplay choice. So attacking with your fists is arguably the most annoying way of fighting in Skyrim. You don't really get any bonuses to power attacks, and you don't get the proper sideways power attacks, and they might be quite useful at times to avoid an attack and then immediately strike back. With a weapon in your left, you will be able to do a proper sidestep power attack and then make a standing attack with your claws. With this build, we will use the offhand weapon just to deliver enchantment effects. We won't necessarily need any weapon skill perks, so it is remarkably cost effective. I don't want to over-advertise it though, it won't work too well on legendary. I would recommend staying on expert difficulty. A major drawback is the complete lack of finishers. Bethesda didn't really think anyone would be silly enough to try this, apparently. For the race we have to go Khajiit, and with Morningstar we will get not only the claw attack damage of 20, but also a bonus to our claw power attacks, depending on our stamina value, which does make the punching much more viable. We also get a slight speed bonus, which we will increase further with the appropriate Summermyst enchantment. Speed will be a major thing in the combat style because of rather low armor rating. You will need to keep moving to avoid these nasty two-handed power attacks. The best attribute spread for this seems to be something like 2 points of health for every point of stamina. We will use 2 standing stones at once, the Thief Stone and the Shadow Stone. We will need the Thief Stone for a little bonus to our sneak attacks, and then we will also get a situational bonus to it from the Shadow Stone. We can improve the sneak attack multiplier further with a Summermyst enchantment. This will become particularly useful when we unlock the Shadow Warrior perk, because at this point we can sneak attack with our claw attack mid-combat. The movement speed bonus from the Shadow Stone will stack with the previous bonuses from race and enchantment, amounting to plus 40% speed in combat. Nice! It means you can always escape and reposition if things go wrong for you. We will also worship a Khajiit deity, Riddle Thar. We won't need to go deep into Wintersun mechanics though. We mainly want the blessing, which will increase our unarmed damage by 10%. To make the basic combat style work, you need these 3 skills. skills. In Sneak, go the left hand side all the way up to Shadow Warrior and unlock all 5 ranks of Stealth. Shadow Warrior will be a powerful tool, so try to get there ASAP. Sneaking mid-combat can save your life at times, especially with your greatly increased movement speed, and then it's good to sneak punch people, it just works. Enchanting is paramount to the build because you won't really stand much of a chance without 2 enchantments in your left hand, so get the Insightful Enchanter, Corpus Enchanter and all the ranks of Enchanter and the extra effect perk. Optionally, you could get the Fire Enchanter too to increase the effectiveness of Chaos Enchantment. In heavy armor you want all 5 ranks of Juggernaut and the Fists of Steel. Obviously you will punch people, so getting the latter is a substitute for a weapon. Remember to always wear the best possible heavy gauntlets you can find. Then you could consider a few perks in light armor, namely 5 ranks of Agile Defender. It seems to be a bit weird choice to spread yourself on 2 armor skills, but doing so has allowed me not to waste any enchanting slots on Fortify Sneak or Muffle enchantments, because my armor remained very lightweight for the entire playthrough. If you wish to focus more on heavy armor, you will need some enchanting support for that. As far as the items go, you will quite obviously need the Ethereal Crown to store the Shadow Stone in it. Everything else should be enchanted with your superb enchanting skills, and it's best to have several well-enchanted shivs to use in different circumstances. One shiv that will always be useful is the one with Chaos and Absorb Health enchantment. Then against bandits and other humanoids you should consider 2 Summermyst enchantments, Steel Weapons and Poison Damage. This will level out the playing field between you and heavily armed opponents, placing their weapons in your inventory, forcing them to fight you with fists and damaging them over time. Finally, you could use Paralysis enchantment with Poison enchantment to fully incapacitate the toughest of living foes. Needless to say, we will need to finish the No One Escapes Sidna Mine quest to get all these shivs. On your apparel you should use the following enchantments. You want to get a lot of health and all the unarmed damage bonus you can possibly have. Fortify your sneak attacks too, as there are no perks in vanilla to increase the sneak attack multiplier for unarmed attacks. Fortify power attacks will decrease the cost of power attacks, which you will frequently use with your claw, as the racial bonus makes them quite useful and strong. Elemental resistances should be used against mages. The build is not the most powerful thing I ever made, but it works if you are careful and remember to move around a lot. Don't let yourself get cornered and sneak and roll away whenever you feel like the tides are against you. Against dragons you may need to hire some help. Luckily you will be a master enchanter sooner or later, so equipping your follower with some epic stuff should not be a problem at all. Early in the game you will play like a burglar, a pure thief kind of character, and then get more combat ready as your enchanting gets better. Since the main skills need only 29 perk points for all necessary perks, you could consider broadening the thievery aspect of the build with some pickpocket skill or lockpicking or whatever, speech, whatever you need. All things considered, I think the job is done. The character uses a weapon in the left hand and nothing in the right. I'm sure it can be done even better. I wonder, for example, what can be done to this weird playstyle if you go full on heavy armor, wear the ebony mail and use some cloak spells with Amplify Destruction enchantment and Fortify Destruction potions. I guess I will need to find out at some point. For now, the task is done. What a very, very swift pussy I created. Well, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe and come back for more. We will see each other again. Bye bye.